How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. During the stream, you may have seen a big conversation about Wukong. Thank you to everyone that turned up. That was a pretty good stream. I really had fun, and hopefully we'll repeat it again on Tuesday. If you want to see more gaming streams, we'll be live tomorrow over at Twitch. All links in the description below. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. But today we're going to be talking about Wukong, and Wukong has apparently got a secretive deal, exclusivity deal that is, with Sony, and well, let's talk about it, because at the end of the day, it does feel a little strange that this is actually taking place, and my question is, what does Sony have to gain by hiding the exclusivity? If you're looking on screen right now, they made a cutscene exclusive just so they can actually parade it and say that they have the definitive version of Sonic. Now, a company that's actually going to go that far and stoop to those levels, why would they keep Black Myth Wukong a secret? But apparently that is what is happening, and that is basically the gist of the news that is going around. And now you've got all the media coming out, writing articles, and well, it looks like it's been a slow week this week. After the whole Indiana Jones thing, the gaming news kind of went dry. They needed something to talk about, so apparently a friend of a friend or an insider or this or that heard something, and so someone comes out and says it. In this case, it's Paul Tassi. And well, what do you know? The internet is ablaze. Everyone is having a go at Satya and Phil, and carnage is resumed because peace and quiet is pretty much not allowed. Now, this isn't me saying that it's not real, right? Sony could have done this, but it doesn't support their MO. It doesn't support what they do. And to me, this just feels a little weird. It feels a little out there. It's, you know, when you have that smell test that people say, this doesn't smell right. It doesn't reek of the usual Sony stench, where they're going around and saying, "Ha, we money hatted Stellar Blade. We removed it from Xbox. It's now exclusive to PlayStation." There's none of that. There's none of the, oh, we've got an exclusive mode in Call of Duty, so this is the definitive way to play it here, and we've made sure that it's exclusive for the whole year. There's none of that. There's none of, ha, we've got the exclusive version of Sonic because we've got a 15-second cutscene that we paid for exclusivity rights for, so that no one else can have it, so we can say that we've got the best version. There's none of that either. As you can see, each one of these are getting more and more degraded as they go along, but it's weird, right? It's weird. But let's get into it. So as you can see here, you've got Paul Tassi, who turns around and says, "A source with knowledge of the situation has told me that Black Myth Wukong is not currently on Xbox, but of an exclusivity deal, and is not delayed because of any sort of technical issue." Now, as you know, the rumor that was going around was that it was delayed due to a memory leak, which is highly plausible and believable because Unreal Engine 5 is a hog, it murders resources, and having 8 GB of free memory for RAM is probably not going to help the situation. That's my, opinion based on just technical information that I know, and, having spoken to a few developers myself, they've already expressed how difficult it can be working with low memory like that, and that could easily lead to memory leaks. So when you put the 2 and 2 together, it kind of worked out. But apparently, according to Paul Tassi, this knowledgeable person who has, is knowledgeable of the situation, said that Black Myth Wukong is not currently on Xbox because of an exclusivity deal. Now, to me, that sounds a little weird. Like I said, Sony would be parading this, especially now that it's one of the biggest games of the year. They would be showboating this, that they have an console exclusive that was removed off PlayStation, removed off Xbox, and, another win for their consumers, right? At the end of the day, first party or not, these games aren't available on Xbox. So it's still exclusive and it still counts. I know some people will turn around and say third-party exclusives don't count. They absolutely count. So for every single one, Sony has cheered it on, promoted it, and has, you know, done what they normally do. Shove it in Xbox's face and say, ha ha, you can't have this. While at the same time turning around and saying, oh, by the way, thank you for all the good stuff that you're sending my way. We appreciate you, but we still ain't going to give you anything because that's how we roll. And Microsoft has been lapping it up. They've been saying, okay, sir, thank you very much. Let's get on with this. All the while, I do believe that there is a bigger plan in this. And if you haven't seen my video if you haven't seen my last video, definitely go check it out. But then we've got this over here from Special Nick. He said, that's not what I've heard. I heard there was a misunderstanding around this stuff. I heard Sony only paid to help get the port done. No exclusivity. And down here you've got Clute saying, like Callisto Protocol help, where they came in, supported the game, and the game was released multi-platform. Special Nick says, sort of, but not quite to that extent. I didn't get much detail. Now, as we're aware, there was like a blurb that came out where it says, as you're seeing here from RV, we're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong on Xbox Series XS and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our platforms. So if they're working, then it's, you know, I guess it goes hand in hand that Sony would also be working with them to try and get it optimized to the best possible way for the PS5. We can't comment on the deals made by our partners with other platform holders. Now, it was posed to them if Sony had made an exclusivity deal, and all they're saying is they can't comment on deals made. They're not confirming a deal was made. They're just saying whether it was made or not is irrelevant. We just cannot comment on it, and we won't comment on it. But we remain focused on making Xbox the best platform for gamers, and great games are at the center of that. Well, if you're constantly losing the games and not getting the games, that's a debate for another day, but my video obviously goes into that more, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely should. It's the latest video before this one. So what does this all mean? Well, to me, it's a little bit fishy. Something doesn't sit right with this news. Now, you've got everyone, and I mean everyone, Jez, Colt, Gaz, everyone jumping on the bandwagon that this information is true. And if it is true, that's pretty awful from Sony, at least for this game. It is. But I don't know, something about this just doesn't sit right. And I'm with Special Nick here. I don't think it makes sense. I don't think there's any part of this that actually makes sense for it to be exclusive and for Sony not to come out and try to push this as an exclusive. There's just nothing there that tells me that this is what they're doing. I don't know. Does it feel right to you? It doesn't feel right to me. And so, you know, that was my view today on stream. I wanted to make this video because, I mean, it could very well be true, right? This could all be true, and there could be nothing about this that isn't true. But at the same time, why? It just doesn't feel right. There's just something here that doesn't smell right. And I genuinely believe that this is a total misunderstanding. And I'm on the bandwagon of Special Nick. Sony may have gone in and helped out, but there isn't an exclusivity deal there preventing it from going to other platforms. I do believe that there are technical issues, and those technical issues, devolve around memory, the actual size of the memory on the S, but hopefully they can get that resolved. But you know what? If it does come out that Sony did money hack this and did pay for exclusivity rights, I'd be happy to take that L wholeheartedly and admit that I was wrong. And if you see an I was wrong video coming anytime soon regarding Wukong, then you'll know that there is confirmation. But as of right now, I don't know. This just feels like news was slow. They needed to come out with some information, so they decided we're just going to post something out there and say, do you know what? Let's just say something controversial and go with it. Get the internet ablaze, get X ablaze, get everyone talking about, you know, news again, so we can write articles and push it out there. I mean, would you put it past them to orchestrate something like this? I guess that is my main question to you. Would you put it past the media to create a fake narrative? I'm not saying that's what Paul Tassi did. I'm just saying, would you put it past the media to create a fake narrative just to create commotion, to get people heated, upset, saying things they shouldn't be saying, so they could go out there and write articles after articles on how, you know, Xbox fans are feeling disheartened or dismayed or betrayed or left out, etc., while PlayStation gamers get to play this with their frame rates going all over the place. Now, if it is a technical issue, or if it is that Sony paid for exclusivity rights, this still isn't the win that they think it is. You see, the reality is this game runs like crap on the PS5, and all it's doing is providing them more time to perfect the Xbox version and provide a more stable platform for the game to work. So, as far as Xbox is concerned, sure, they may have missed out on it day one, if it is the exclusivity, but they are going to get a superior product by the time the game is ready. But I just don't think that is the case here. I genuinely don't, and I think there's been a massive misunderstanding. Sony has gone in, just like Microsoft has gone in, to support the teams to try and get it optimized the best they can, because Sony does this regularly with publishers and, you know, studios, where they send a team in to help them build the game, right? And that doesn't mean that the game is exclusive. They're just trying to get the game working the best they can on their platform. But I just think this is fake news, personally. I think it's they're still having technical issues, but happy to be proven wrong. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release, and I will see you in the next one. Remain legend.